Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. Putting on a little lip gloss here because we're talking about kissing today. Need to take care of my lips. It struck me as funny. I had to change it up a little bit today. We didn't need coffee before kissing. Gosh, then we'd have to brush our teeth again and yeah. I wanted to discuss kissing. We were talking with a client. Oh, are you new here? I'm Carey. I'm a matchmaker and a dating coach. And I was talking to a coaching client during the week. She was inquiring as to when I thought kissing should happen. On the first date, should she wait? And I thought, I've always been a big kisser on the first date. I figure it's one more piece of information, and it's just never been a super big deal to me. I've always been a first date kisser ever since I was actually in kindergarten. I was 5 years old, and Harry got out of his own darn line, came into my line, and planted one right on my lips, and then got yelled at by our kindergarten teacher. So I've been kissing since I was 5, and I thought I might be an expert. And if I'm not, I consulted some other people on what makes for a good kiss, what makes for a bad kiss. Maybe you can learn something here. Maybe you can learn how to grade yourself as to whether you fall into the good kisser or the bad kisser category. Maybe I'll be talking about something and you have no idea what I'm saying, and you may want to look into improving your methods of kissing. All about kissing. That's what we're doing here today. I hope you'll stick around. That's what's on the agenda. I'm warning you here, you may indeed need to find yourself a practice partner at the end of this episode. And as a person who at one point was a 12-year-old girl, any 12-year-old girl can tell you that your pillow will not suffice in this regard. So start thinking while I'm talking about who you might be able to practice your kissing on. If you are a person kissing a female person, you may be at a disadvantage if this is the first time you are kissing her, because women's studies think that their very best kisses come from somebody that they are either a partner or were a partner at some time. So obviously this, we can surmise, means that women have some emotional attachment to kissing, that it's better when there's emotions involved as opposed to it being the first kiss. Not that women don't love the excitement of a first kiss, but the ones they think of most fondly are the kisses they have with somebody that they have strong feelings for, either now or previously, a relationship or past relationship. Their worst are with a stranger, and probably just the awkwardness of that, and maybe not even having a rhythm with this other person. Obviously, kissing gets better, usually the actual mechanics of it, with somebody you've kissed more than once, no chins and all that craziness going on. And looking up some statistics on kissing, and I'm going to get to what makes kisses good and bad, the mechanics of it all. But I had some interesting facts I looked up for us, because if we're going to talk about kissing, we might as well really look into it. What they mentioned, and of course I knew this, is that kissing is cultural. It's not even a thing in other parts of the world. So what we think is an intimate or a romantic thing in the type of kissing we do, or kissing people we care about, a different way of kissing, they don't even do that in some cultures. And the fact that we put so much emphasis on it in our culture and means nothing somewhere else is just kind of funny, right? So I had a couple of statistics here. Most people experience their first kiss at the average age of 15. I guess they didn't have a Harry in their kindergarten class. And statistically, most people kiss 18 or 19 people in their lifetime. Oh my. And 44% of people have lost interest in someone based on just that first kiss alone, or their kissing not being up to par. Subpar kissing has been the reason to not continue a relationship for 44% of kissers. Good kisses evoke love, arousal, passion, and feeling wanted, which is something lots of people enjoy. And people seem to remember the best kiss they ever had and the worst kiss they ever had. And we're going to talk about the differences between both of those, I think, just about now. Let me check my notes here. Oh, just briefly, I'll tell you that what I had noted here is that people often remember their very best kiss not based on the mechanics, but most often it's because it's associated with a memory of something. Their best kiss was in a romantic, place or at a romantic time. So on a vacation or on the beach or New Year's Eve, Harry met Sally style. So often it wasn't because the person was a fantastic technician, but because it was a really memorable event. Okay, let's get to the mechanics of it now. Statistically, these are the 5 things that make them qualify for a bad experience for the other person kissing you. Obviously, wet and sloppy is never going to work for anybody. So wet kisses, sloppy, too much saliva, too much open mouth is usually not appealing, and that shows up on our list of some of the worst kissing. Secondly, on this list, in no particular order really, I was compiling things that I thought of, and I asked some other friends. And the next thing would come down to the tongue in French kissing, that it was too much tongue. Actually, I think I named it a tongue with no purpose, right? Just a tongue that's there without a real intention or a reason to be there. So it's just overwhelming and it has no job to be doing. And we'll get to what it should be doing when we talk about a good kiss. Number 3 in the bad kiss column would be just poorly timed, in that there is bumping of foreheads, noses, chins, or a scraping of teeth. This happens to everybody, but if it's a part of your repertoire, you may want to change that. Typically, it's because people are moving too quickly. Good kisses, I'm just a little tease as to what's coming. Good kisses usually have a pace to them and they move rather slowly at the beginning. So if you're just going in and not planning ahead as to where you're going, which direction, all that banging of facial parts can really interrupt the flow of your good kiss. That's number 4 on this list was got a picture a kiss. Not taking time to swallow. Without taking time to back away, swallow, and give a small kiss, but maybe it's a full mouth kiss without a break that allows for too much saliva to accumulate. You got to go back to the small kisses in order to probably swallow your own saliva and somebody else's. And then number 5, bad kisses would be because somebody's unaware of their facial hair and the other person, for some reason, doesn't speak up and say, ow. So be aware of facial hair, leaving facial or beard burns on somebody else's face, that you want to be on an angle where you're not rubbing somebody's face too hard where they're going to look funny the next day. It should be able to dissipate by the end of the makeout session, as it were. If it's just a kiss goodbye at the end of a date, if you end up with a beard burn, something's gone terribly wrong. So be aware of your own facial hair. And now let's get to the good part, which are the 5 tips for what people think make for a great kiss. Here is the rhythm of a good kiss. Tilt your head, lean in, kiss, come up for air, swallow, tilt your head, go back in for more kissing. Also quite important is that you pay attention to the other person to follow the timing and figure out a groove between the two of you. You want to be in the moment again, as we're always talking about here, and being able to almost intuit and feel a sort of pattern or timing. It's not one person setting a rhythm, it's a dance. It's 2 people. So you have to stay present and aware and paying attention to the other person, because it becomes a rhythm between 2 people kissing, that your timing becomes very natural if you are paying attention and not just off doing your own dance. You want to be doing the tango, the tongue tango. Does somebody call it that? Probably do. But good kissing requires 2 people finding an agreeable rhythm, I guess is what I'm trying to say here. And then number 5 on the good kiss list. Oh, your kiss is on my list. Here I go again. A good kiss starts with the creation of anticipation. And it is a slow build. It can become passionate over time, but it starts out gently and slowly so that somebody is wanting more kiss. The ideal kiss I agree with what I've read here, passing it on to you in case this isn't your style. Remember, this could be exactly how you kiss. I'm not pointing fingers. It's a gentle build up to something, whatever that is for you, and it requires the tip of the tongue to be exploring the other person's tongue. So it has a purpose. Its purpose is exploration. And it is the tip of a tongue, not an entire flat tongue in somebody else's mouth. You can't really explore if you're not searching out like this. You want to be searching like this, not searching like that. So those are the tips for the 5 best ways to check in with yourself to make sure that your way of kissing would be on somebody's good kiss list. This requires you to be part of a partnership of kissing so that you can feel what they're asking for. Because this is based on feelings, that it has to be a mutual dance with this person. And it is more like a tango with intuition, stops and starts, and it is definitely not a mosh pit style dance. So if you keep all that in mind, your kiss should be on someone's list. And if you kiss somebody at some place super cool or romantic or an unusual place, then obviously your kiss may be remembered for many years to come. And I think you'll be safe if you think of the kissing as the activity, the end game. If kissing is something to get past, to get on to something else, then you don't get the true enjoyment out of the act of kissing itself. And that's never as enjoyable as someone who's focused on creating a moment. I hope you found that helpful or interesting. If you did, give the episode a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe to the channel, that would be super awesome. And then you can hit the ring bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And I will look forward to having you back again sometime soon. So thanks for being here today. And until next time, have a good one.